Here's why queer women say a Women's History Month matters.
It's Women's History Month.
But women are making her story
Every single day.
That's right.
Her story. Told by her.
And her.
And me.
And us.
Told by them.
Because one size does not fit all.
We're up and we are speaking.
We are living our history
And telling the stories
Of everything that we are.
We are fearless.
We are proud of where we came from and where we're going.
We're real.
In front of the camera.
And behind the glam.
We are in charge and run the show on any stage.
We are iconic.
We slay and we play. In the dollhouse and the White House.
we are heroes, with or without capes.
We're trailblazers. Somos imparables.
We are women.
We are women.
We are women.
And her story is now.
For lesbian, bisexual, and queer women and non-binary people, marginalization comes from many sides. 100 years after the ratification of the 19th Amendment, a critical and critically incomplete victory for equality at the ballot box, we know that there remains much more to be done to ensure that all of our votes and voices are being counted. March is celebrated worldwide as Women's History Month to honor women's remarkable contributions to the nation and helped advance equality in fields as diverse as sports, science, and the dramatic arts. According to the recent report of Astraea Lesbian Foundation for Justice, only 5% of global LGBTIQ funding is directed to LBQ issues. This is the status of the LGBTQ plus women, even after decades and centuries of battles. The importance of Women's History Month increases against the backdrop of discrimination women still face across the world, in America, and even in our own LGBTQ plus community. Yeah, this is absolutely, again, ridiculous is like my biggest word, because I feel like every time we come so far, we take a step back, especially for women of color. There's not many spaces for us as is. And with everything that is, it's almost like it's dangling like this treat in front of us to give us a little bit so that we shut up, and then they take away from us just as fast as they give. And I'm curious to know what you guys think.
Yeah. You know, it's Women's History Month, and I feel that every march comes along and we have to kick and scream and say, hey, look at us, look at our past, look at where we're at, look where we need your help in, look where we want to be in the future, but we can't be without you. You know, and I think that especially, you know, in our own community, outside our community, people have like built-in forgetters about how much we have done over the years and how far we have come and how this world wouldn't be how it is without us. Right. You know?
Right. And we still ask for permission. Going to what you just said, we're women and we're asking for permission to be in the room almost.
To sit at the table, Janelle.
But we're the ones putting the table together, literally like putting the food on the table, doing everything for everyone. And I feel like we're still here asking for permission to let us have equal rights. Let us be the same.
Are we that marginalized? Are we that pressed down that we're in fear to shine, in fear to be our true selves, in fear to scream, we're important, have us at the table?
I think so. And I think that there's a history of what happens when women do that. It wasn't that long ago that women were institutionalized for being crazy when they did stand up against their husbands, when they did stand up for themselves. Yeah. So I wonder how much of that is like in our bones and in our bodies. And, you know, even when we think about Blackness, when we think about immigration, like how many generations removed are we from our people being enslaved or our people being forced here in certain types of way, and women, you know, carrying, you know, families and production on their backs and still being treated as less than. Like, we're not that far removed from those.
We really aren't, girl.
Right. We've learned a lot of lessons about what it means to speak up, even when we know it's necessary, but what can happen if we do.
Yeah, we still, but there are moments that we're just completely silenced by just the fear of what's next. Anne, you were going to say?
No, I was just going to say the very last sentence of what you read, Marley, the discrimination that we're now seeing overseas, really kind of brings it into focus. It really does. I mean, we may think that we're fine, we're safe, we're good here, but then you look at what is happening around the world and it's heartbreaking. And then again, to go back to that, how can we assist the women around the world in getting the rights that they need? That's something I think we really need to reflect upon.
Thank you.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.